everybody.
Howdy.
Together again. It's been a while.
Yes, the two apostates you just love to see crucified.
Wow.
Hey, just telling it like it is, friends. Telling it like it is.
Yes.
This is kind of interesting with the timing of this elder's letter.
Because I wasn't planning on doing a video all this week. So
I wasn't planning on doing a video so short from the returning of my rendezvous because we just happened to drive by the Moriarty Kingdom Hall this very morning, and what do we see, dear?
we seen two JWs in suits and ties, all dressed up with their little cart right in front of the Kingdom Hall. Now, they weren't like 50 feet away on the main road. They were hiding underneath a shade tree where you could barely see them.
Yeah, and one of them was all masked up. You wearing a mask.
And the other one wasn't.
There's nobody around them. See, that's the fear that still is dwelling in the minds of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Well, it's because Moriarty's Kingdom Hall is right on the corner, and the main highway is like out here, and then there's a little side road that only goes back to residential, and they were on that road right next to like the parking lot of the Kingdom Hall and a shade tree. So they weren't even close to the main road, so nobody could see them except, residents.
They were literally on Kingdom Hall grounds. But by the way, Watchtower, you really need to get a hold of the Moriarty, New Mexico Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses because their front lawn looks atrocious. The weeds,
It was like knee
weeds
deep.
are tall.
Knee deep.
Hey, Watchtower, remember, that's Jehovah's house. That looks like, well, a shithole from the outside right now with all the weeds.
Well, that's why it was hard to even see their cart because the weeds were so high.
But
Oh, disgusting, Watchtower. Really deplorable.
I think I can recall somebody recently saying about how ineffective they were going to be.
You mean the
And-
video you just made live?
Yes, and now we get this.
Yeah.
It's all about the timing, friends.
Yes. Thank you, Atlantis, very much appreciated because there is an elder's letter that just came out. It's dated August 9th, today. So we appreciate it. And it's interesting because there's a full page for elders and the Kobe and the service committee. And then the part for the congregation is like that much.
Two full paragraphs and one sentence in paragraph 3.
Yeah, but I am going to read this because we thought it was interesting, and we have some comments. Like I said, we weren't planning on doing any more videos the rest of this week because we're still enjoying our vacation.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to work. you know.
And there again, in many ways, friends, this elder's letter speaks loudly to what Kim and I have been observing on this channel for a very long time. If you pay attention to human behavior and
Patterns,
and in particular the way Watchtower is forced to go. And I've said in the past, in the future, Jehovah's Witnesses are going to be like any other mainstream Jesus religion. They have no choice in doing this because their numbers are literally falling right off and falling over the cliff.
Well, since you've been out in the middle of nowhere all week, you don't know, but they had a new publication come out.
Oh.
You know how that convention time they always have a new
yeah.
book come out?
Well, that was one of the only reasons why we ever went.
Well, if I remember correctly, because I'm just trying to go by memory, because Atlantis sent me the link to that one also. It was something like Wisdom from the Gospels, and he said it's a lot of Jesus this and Jesus that. So it kind of goes right in with what you're saying, and you didn't even know about the book.
Well, no, this is the first that I'm hearing of this. So once again, it's identifying the patterns and identifying that Watchtower's Jehovah business model has collapsed. they don't have a choice now because there's too many of us ex-members on YouTube exposing every little nook and cranny of the Watchtower Babble Crap Society. It's just this easy.
So I'm going to go ahead and read the letter, and we're going to make a few comments of things that we caught. All right, for the elders, resuming in-person house-to-house ministry. We are confident that you will follow the direction from the branch office while being careful not to add unnecessary rules. Don't choke on your water.
Well, hey, define unnecessary rules.
Well, I just had an email the other day from Gilbert Gonzalez. He has a YouTube channel, and he said that they're not supposed to be going back door to door until September 1st, and that's what we've been hearing. Well, they've caught him out going door to door already. So they're not even following that.
Unnecessary.
To add unnecessary rules.
When has Watchtower ever done away with necessary rules? Oh my goodness. What a bunch of buffoons these guys are.
Add unnecessary rules?
Yeah.
Look at all the horrible rules that they've had, you know, since we were in the organization.
Of course.
All these stupid rules, like men can't have beards if they want to be used in the car. Oh, good Lord.
Not to add any unnecessary. Oh, so you mean, Watchtower, that your body of elders, from a congregational perspective, are going beyond what you've already stated and now they're adding unnecessary rules? How are you not in control of the body of elders that you have to make this statement?
Oh, you're going to love the
Dumbasses.
You're going to love the next one.
I'm sure I will.
Since each publisher's circumstances vary, no one should feel pressured to participate in any specific method of preaching.
Wait. Kim. Remember what my mother said to you when you got sick years
That
ago?
if I didn't go door to door, you know what's going to happen. You're going to die at Armageddon.
So, how is that not feeling pressure, you morons?
Yeah.
See, how is it that back then you felt comfortable adding that pressure to where even my own mother made that statement to Kim? Well, if you can't go out in service, you know what that means.
Yeah. Elders meetings. Effective September 1st, 2022, barring any governmental restrictions. Oh, gotta obey the government.
As ruler rather than God.
Elders meetings should be held in person as was done prior to COVID-19 pandemic. So they're going back to those full-blown judicial hearings.
Hallelujah!
There will be no provision for a remote tie-in. Elders who are unable to attend in person may be consulted prior to elders meetings and should be updated on the body's decisions afterward. In addition to helping to preserve confidentiality, holding elders meetings in person promotes good communication and contributes to a spirit of love and unity. Okay, now I have been in several elders meetings my entire life. Most of them since we've been married, thanks to him and his big mouth.
Hey, I resemble that comment.
You were always getting us in trouble, and then I was hauled in, even though I did nothing. I got disfellowshipped, and I didn't even do anything. It was all his big mouth.
That's why I say we're the apostates you would love to crucify.
So I can honestly say from my own experience of 49 years as a Jehovah's Witness that there was nothing about a spirit of love and unity in any of those meetings.
Not at all.
Yeah. For coordinators of the body of elders, announcement for congregations. Please ensure that the announcement for congregations is read at the conclusion of the next 2 congregation meetings. Once the announcement has been read to the congregation, it should be posted on the information board for at least 1 month.
Too late, Watchtower. They're hearing it here first.
Well, I know of a lot of current Jehovah's Witnesses that come to this channel for just to hear the elders' letters before their meeting.
Of course.
Yeah. Midweek meeting part on attending in-person meetings. Now, just that subheading alone made me feel that maybe they're not getting all of the Jehovah's Witnesses back to the in-person meetings at the Kingdom Hall
Yep.
that they had before.
Well, hell, last Sunday morning, 1, 2, 3, and it's about 10 minutes to 10 on a Sunday morning. There's only 3 cars in the parking lot. Guarantee you that there was at least a dozen more JWs getting the telephone tie-in.
Well, it's like this morning, and it was great because we got to go to lunch, and
Yeah.
it was nice just getting away and being able to talk and do a supply run and stuff like that. But it was interesting because as we're driving towards the Kingdom Hall, I said, "Oh, there's one car there,"
Meeting for service.
and then we see the cart underneath the shade tree, kind of like hiding in the bushes, and amongst the weeds. Like I said, it was knee deep at least.
It's still on Kingdom Hall property. I mean, 20 yards and they would have been at a street corner with a traffic light. At least they would have had an opportunity to stop and talk, or when somebody stopped, they had an opportunity to talk to them. But oh, no. They're 20, 30 yards away from the stoplight on Kingdom Hall property. It's not effective, Watchtower.
Well, where they were, there's no place to pull over for
No.
anyone to stop and talk to them. They would actually have to pull into the Kingdom Hall parking lot. Now, what I was going to mention is because there was only one car there and those 2 guys were there with the literature cart, that told me that there was nobody else out in field service or doing
Right.
carts or anything else. That was the only 2 guys who had shown up for service.
Oh, they got to get their time.
Yeah.
The mic handles, they've got to get their time. Even if they look like bandits with half their face covered up.
Yeah. Now, this was interesting. I'm not going to read the whole paragraph about the midweek meeting part on attending in-person meetings, but I thought this was interesting. It says the part should include a 2-minute interview of an exemplary publisher who attends meetings in person. The publisher should be asked to relate heartfelt comments on the benefits he experiences from attending meetings in person and the specific efforts he puts forth to do so. The timing of the congregation Bible study should be reduced by 5 minutes. So just that little section they've inserted in there told me from human patterns and behavior that they're not getting all of the Jehovah's Witnesses to go back to the Kingdom Hall for in-person meetings that they had before.
I made that statement
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult to get them back to the meetings once they become accustomed to, getting the meetings in their pajamas or their, relaxing clothes. Or, they might be wearing a pair of cutoffs, but at least in front of the camera they get their shirt and tie on.
Yeah. Or the one guy in his underwear and didn't know his camera was on.
Yeah, I mean, it's human behavior. If you watch human behavior and human patterns, this is easily predictable. You don't need to be a prophet. You don't need to be a vision seer. Just watch human patterns and human behavior, and you can see what's going to happen.
Yeah. And thank you, ex-Jehovah Witness of Arizona, for the shout out and the video that you did on us. We appreciate it. All right, now I'm not going to read the next paragraph because it's if your congregation has a circuit assembly, then, wait to do the announcements and that. Okay, for congregation service committees, meeting for field service. When determining the locations and times for in-person meetings for field service, you may include an option for elderly and infirm publishers to tie into the meetings remotely. Depending on the circumstances, it may be practical to hold 1 or more meetings for field service by means of video conference only. Regarding the use of private homes for in-person meetings for field service, all in the home should be comfortable using their home in this way, and no one should feel pressured to do so.
They're going to have a hard time breaking that habit.
Yeah. Okay, for congregations. Resuming in-person house-to-house ministry. We are delighted to share the following news with you. On August 3rd, 2022, the governing body informed all branch committees that they may resume the in-person house-to-house ministry beginning September 1st. But like we've heard, there's some that are already doing service and door-to-door. In fact, I talked to a friend of ours in Arizona, and that person said he was at a yard sale and there was a bunch of Jehovah's Witnesses there, and they admitted that they're not going out in service. They're walking around with tracts in their pocket, counting time, going to yard sales. Yeah, just walk around counting your time.
How effective is that for your organizational growth, Watchtower? You know, these guys are not a governing body. They're governing dumbasses.
Yeah. After considering the local situation in our branch territory, we are pleased to provide the following direction that will be of assistance to you as you carry out your personal ministry.
Remember, Jehovah's Witnesses, the elders were told secretly not to make unnecessary rules and not to force this issue.
Yeah.
And now look at what they're doing. See, this is going to be read to the congregation, what we read previously. This is for elders' eyes only.
Yeah.
See?
So it sounds like, two different things.
Two different things. Exactly. And this is what Watchtower has always done.
Yeah. All should use good judgment when deciding whether to wear a mask when witnessing in person. When you approach people in the ministry, we know you will continue to show due respect and consideration for their feelings and circumstances. This would include maintaining a discreet distance. This is in harmony with Jesus' words found at Matthew 7:12. All things, therefore, that you want men to do to you, you must also do to them. To do to them what they had done to us all those years.
Well, that's why this is so laughable.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Disfellowship them without any evidence, and
on hearsay.
Ruin families on hearsay.
Yep.
Yeah. I wish the same was done to them. Okay. Number 3, mask wearing at congregation meetings. For the time being, we strongly encourage all to continue to wear a mask at congregation meetings.
And that will turn into a mandate because Jehovah's Witnesses are not smart enough to recognize when they say strongly encourage means you do it or else.
It's a rule, even though they're not supposed to put any unnecessary rules on the congregation.
Yeah, because this is how Jehovah's Witnesses, well, there again, predictable human behavior. Jehovah's Witnesses will hear that statement, we strongly encourage all to continue. That will be interpreted as a mandate, and if you don't wear your mask, you're going to be avoided in the Kingdom Hall. Well, it's not difficult.
We've already heard that some who have been trying to go back to the Kingdom Hall or go to the meeting or go to the memorial, that there's someone standing there at the door with a box of masks and they're handing you a mask saying you have to wear it. And if you don't want to wear it, you either have to go sit in the library by yourself or leave. So how is that not putting unnecessary rules on people?
I think it's just this simple.
Yeah. So that's it for the elders' letters, and thank you everybody for everything. We appreciate the love and support, and it's been a nice vacation for a week, and got a lot done that I've been putting off. So, and I know he had fun.
Oh yeah, I had a blast. Yeah.
You're dark.
I had a blast. Well, it didn't start out so convenient. The first night we were there in camp, we got a little over an inch of rain. My tent started leaking, and it's like, well, the next day I need to get something to. And wouldn't you know? I mean, what are the odds? What are the odds? Okay, I have a 14 by 16 lodge, and the way I set it up this particular time is I cut it in 2/3. The front 2/3 was my store, my trading store, and the back third is where I set up my bed. And wouldn't you know,
That's where it leaked.
that's where it freaking leaked.
Well, we got that same storm that night,
Yeah.
and we got over an inch of rain, and it was a river out
Yeah,
here. And I mean, even the dogs didn't even want to go outside. They wanted to stay in the house with me.
Yeah, you weren't stopping that rain from coming through that canvas. So
No.
the camp bourgeois, the camp captain, decided to go into town, and I had her get me a couple cans of Canvac, and I sprayed where I slept and at the other end of the tent, and it rained again, but it never did leak. So, but the first night,
At least you had your tent set up by then.
yeah, at least I did, because there's been many times I've had to set that thing up in the pouring rain and tear it down in the pouring rain.
Yeah.
But it was all good. It was all good.
Yeah. Yep. So thank you for watching, everybody, and you have a wonderful week.
Adios
Bye.
for now.